Hello, this is Milton Zeus 63285, and this is Meet You Inside Gamers. You know, I wanted to get into something today right off the bat. I've been having a lot of discussions with my kids, other gamers about PC gaming versus console gaming. This next generation of consoles have brought out a lot of curiosity whether this is going to change the playing grounds. By far, from what I can see, I don't think so. Still, computers are going to be a lot faster and a lot more able, and there's still going to be computer games that you won't be able to get on consoles as well. So we have to go along with that and agree. But you know, PC gamers in the past, including myself being a PC gamer in the beginning, have always felt themselves to be sort of elitist in the gaming world. And the reason why is because you have this such powerful machine. You get to use your keyboards, the simulators are great, the frames per second are through the roof, you know. Keep in mind, consoles are just now catching up to this idea. If you played a game with somebody who was playing on PC, oftentimes they would see things before you would, and their clarity was a lot better. So this made PC gamers consider themselves the elite gamers and what we would call the real professional gamers per se. When consoles came out, one of the reasons they came out was so that everybody would get involved. You know, PC gamers are generally going to be over a certain age back in the past. These were dealing with people who you would find who oftentimes worked with, were at least over the age of 12. Now, with console games, you have kids starting to play these games younger and younger because it's simply a control, pictures, and they can kind of figure it out, and it's simple. You don't have to work with a keyboard, you don't have to work with a mouse coordinately. There is no huge sign-up process or how to get in. You turn it on, you're in a gaming system. And in the past, that was enough. You know, people who weren't really into playing games on computers, they played on a console. However, do I think that gap is closing? Yes. And I had a long discussion with my son about this. We went back and forth. He's definitely a PC gamer, and he believes there's just, you know, PC gamers talk about the console killers. They're going to come out with some sort of PC game or PC gaming system that's going to knock out all consoles and they'll be out of business. I just don't see that happening. I do see consoles eventually catching up with PC gaming. You know, Xbox X Series has a chip in it, from what I understand. Now, I'm not a totally technological guy, but this chip, this NVIDIA chip that they're using for like their, I guess, their graphics and things, this chip is so new that most of your gaming computers don't even have it yet. But yet the Xbox X Series got it first, which tells me where they're going with this. You know, Microsoft already has a substantial amount of people out here who they cater to, who are computer users. They have a gaming computer, so they know what it takes to build a good gaming computer. And what I see them doing is trying to slowly mesh their consoles up to a point where they could play together or be just as fast. What is the biggest difference between console gaming and PC gaming? Like I've told you before, it's always going to be price. I don't care what you say. You may have a very strong PC game, but you paid about $1,500 if you built it yourself, and almost $2,000 to $3,000 if you got some really, you know, what you consider Rolls-Royce type of system. A lot of people are willing to spend that kind of money. If I can get for $500 something even close to that, I'm happy. And the fact that they're doing all of this with the Xbox X Series and the PS5 this year could create a game changer for PC gamers, because I think it's going to allow more game developers who usually just cater to PC gaming to develop their game for the consoles. A couple of years from now, I can see them maybe becoming a PC killer. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants a computer sitting in their living room up under their TV screen. And I don't care how big a computer screen you get, it's just not the same feeling as sitting in my living room with surround sound, watching on my large TV and gaming. That experience is unmatched. Now, am I saying PC gaming is going to go away? No, man, PC gaming is so addictive that people will play that whether the console's caught up or not. There are some people who only want to play with keyboards, mouses, and you can get joysticks for the computer as well. But that in mind, keep in mind, you can get keyboards for Xbox. I wanted to touch on this today because I think a lot of this has become a stronger rhetoric this year only because of the changes to the consoles. Which that was the first sign to me from PC gamers that they're starting to catch up. In the past, this wasn't even a conversation. It was simply choice. But now, is this next generation of consoles going to become a game changer for how we play, what games we can play, and what developers will develop games for us? As a gamer, that's all that's important. Price and what I'm going to get for my money. But that's all I have for you. This is Meltus Zeus 63285. And yes, this is Meet You Inside Gamers. Thanks for joining me.